Welcome to Verftet. On this podcast, we try to spark your curiosity by talking about exciting subjects or interviewing high achievers in the fitness industry. For you to make sense of our talks, we use the structure of what you need to know, what's nice to know, and what principles you can apply. My name is Thaddeus, I'm the head coach at CrossFit Verftet. His name is Andreas, he's the owner of CrossFit Verftet. And in today's episode, we'll have a very exciting talk with Emilia Leppanen, Finnish competitor at the CrossFit Games, but also the country manager for the Nordics out of CrossFit HQ.
Okay, hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, Emilia.
Good morning.
Good morning. Today we have a guest. It's Emilia Leppanen. Is that correct?
You said it right.
Yes, perfect. Me and Emilia met through the internet in COVID, talking together.
That sounds really bad, by the way. Sorry.
But we also met through Coaches Congress in Stockholm. And Emilia is the country manager of CrossFit in Scandinavia. So we're going to talk a bit about that in the podcast. Emilia also is in Madison as we speak and is going to compete in the CrossFit Games, which is very interesting. So we're also going to dig a bit into that conversation. And I think that is at the moment now maybe the most interesting part. That is that you are in Madison right now, and how is it to be in at the CrossFit Games?
Yeah, that's amazing. Basically, I think the dream for all CrossFit athletes always is to someday make it to the CrossFit Games. And then when you get here and the whole town is covered in pictures of athletes and it says like, welcome to the CrossFit Games, and everyone's just like, hey, you must be competing, it's good to have you here. I think the atmosphere is just great. Yes. And it's been like a long year of training and just like trying to get super fit and in good shape to the games, and now we're finally here, like less than a week out from the competition. It's really good to be here.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, I just want to, before we go into the games and the nerdiness, I'm a bit interested. A lot of our listeners are not at the games level, but a lot of them are maybe at the beginning of their fitness journey. So I'm wondering a bit, how was your start with fitnessing, training, CrossFit? How did it start for you?
Yeah, like I've been doing sports through my whole life. I started rhythmic gymnastics when I was 7 years old, and then I did it for 10 years. We were in national level, and that was basically what I loved. And then I used to be a dancer for about 5 years. And once I broke my ankle dancing in New York, I went to CrossFit to rehab. With my friends, they opened the first CrossFit box in my hometown, Turku.
Yeah.
In Finland, right?
It's in Finland, yes.
In Finland. And they told me that I should go, and I promised that I will come and try for sure, because I always test out everything new. I love trying, like I do snowboarding and do biking and everything I love, but usually I won't have time to do like all the sports that I would like to. But then I broke my ankle with dance and then I went to rehab in CrossFit, and it was so different. Like there were guys, I'm used to dancing in a group with girls, always watching the mirror, looking how you're looking. And then I went to the gym with no mirrors. There was a lot of guys and everyone's just like, oh, this is so nice. And just, you can do this. And I was like, wow, this is such an amazing community. And after I got my ankle fixed, I went back to dancing, but I noticed like, I'm thinking, what might be the word of the day in the CrossFit gym?
Sold.
What are they doing? And then I go to YouTube, like hang power clean. What is that? I watched the movements in YouTube, and I'm like, oh, I have to go to CrossFit today. So that was it. Like I was sold.
Yeah.
But
Emilia,
yeah.
how old were you at the time? At what age did you start CrossFitting?
So I was 24.
24. All right.
Yeah. So I was like, I did rhythmic gymnastics, so I was explosive. I was good with jumping, and I had a good cardio, but I had zero upper body strength. I couldn't do a full proper push-up. I couldn't do a pull-up. So I was like beginner in there. But I was like eager to learn. And I never ever in my first like 3 years of CrossFit thought that I could go to the CrossFit Games. No. But then I just like went to all the local competitions, the box competition, and I always loved it for sure. And just like at the beginning, I think also the progress is so fast that
Very fast.
I was able to just get better every day. You still get better every day, but it's not like I haven't steered, for example, my snatch in 3 years. That's okay. I might get better with the technique, but it's not like I can always get kilos on big lifts or so.
It's interesting because me and Tere's, I don't know completely Tere's story, of course, but my story is pretty similar. I'm not a dancing sounds fantastic. So when I tell my story, it doesn't sound that fantastic because I did a lot of frisbee golf.
Yeah.
So it's not the same as dancing. It's not that fancy, but it's pretty interesting because my story is a bit of the same. I did that. We're at the World Champion, European Championships, and very competitive in that area in my life. That was a bit before you, so 18 years old, 16, 17. And very the same type of, I did CrossFit on the side to supplement for the frisbee, but it took over. You, Thaddeus, do you also have a sports background?
Yeah, right. I played a team sport. It's not known outside the Netherlands, but it's called korfball, and we played
just as fancy as frisbee. It sounds.
It's a mixed team sport, right? And I played at a national level. So all throughout my youth, I played that sport for like 21 years, from whenever I was 5 to like 26. Played at a national level. The team I played in, the club I played for, won some national titles. And then once I quit there, I actually got into CrossFit due to a patient of mine, right? He told me he had some shoulder issues while he was hammering on a tire and then climbing a rope. And I'm like, what is the sport you're doing? All right, whenever you're fit again, I'm joining you for training. And that's it. I did one workout, was sold. And that's the same story Emilia was telling, or that you were telling. You go there and you fall in love. Like, you like the training, but the surroundings, the community, and the uplifting spirit, and the positivity, and doing hard stuff, and getting a sense of conquering that, getting better, especially with those beginner gains. That's what got me hooked.
Yes. I have one question in terms of where you went to, and that's, you said that you don't believe that you were ever going to go to the CrossFit Games. So then I'm a bit curious. What changed?
At first, no, I thought those guys are like, I don't know, some sort of gods. They are so freakishly fit.
You are.
I saw like a picture of Annie Thorisdottir, and she had like bricks on her abs, and I'm like, wow, that's like another level. But then it was a couple of years into CrossFit when I got like a job offer from Dubai, from the Arab Emirates. And at that time in Finland, I was working like 4 different jobs and just running to places and training, maybe with the evening class. And it wasn't like structured at all, my training. I loved to train when I could. And if I couldn't, then I couldn't. And then I got the job offer, and I ended up moving abroad for being a CrossFit coach. I started all the ladies classes in that area in Arab Emirates. And it was the time when I had the chance to start training both morning and the afternoon. So then my training just went to another level.
But I was just sorry, but when did the mental change for you? Like when did you? Because I think it's an important thing if you do stuff like that to believe that you can do it. When did that change? Did that change when you qualified, or did it start before that?
It's just when I suddenly was at the games. Yeah, I never have doubted my skills. Like I believe that I can always learn and get better, and I've always been like a hard worker. So it wasn't like on the other side I cannot go to the games, and the other side is I can go to the games. But it was just maybe throughout doing all the hard work, noticing that I'm getting better, I'm getting stronger, I'm getting faster, I'm even learning how to run, which I hated. So just by doing that work and noticing like now I can keep up with the better athlete, then you start noticing, okay, I'm getting better, my open scores are getting better, I might make it to the regionals actually. Then when you get to the regionals, you're out there with the field of like amazing athletes. You're like, hey, I'm here with all these athletes, so I'm one of these athletes. And then you get that confidence throughout getting the work done and seeing the results.
Yeah. So that's a loop of positive reinforcements, right? You move forward and you get there. Is there one instance or one lift or one workout or one training block that stands out to you that made a huge difference in your confidence?
I wouldn't say I would pick out any one specific. It's just probably all that, like I've been lucky to have good training friends, like people to train with that are also want to compete and they want to go to the regionals. So I would train with these guys and we would have a nice setup of competing a little bit. And then you notice, hey, I'm really good at this stuff, but I'm not good at that stuff because those guys are beating me like hell. And yeah, it's just been a long and big road of having good training and enjoying the process, I would say.
Yeah, that's attainable for everybody, right? Train and enjoy the process.
Yeah.
Let's hope everybody gets results like that.
You are at the games, so of course we need to talk about the ambition for the games for you. Well, like what are you hoping to get out of this weekend? And looking forward also, are you planning on continuing going to the games?
Yeah, good questions. A lot of good questions. So last year I was competing elite individuals. And this was just something like, okay, I'm going to compete in the semifinals. I'm going to earn my spot and get to the games. It was like a dream. The field is really stacked in Europe, right? So it's just getting to top 5 in semifinals is tough. And once I made it, I'm like, okay, now I'm going to go to the games and I'm just concentrating on being able to perform at my level, no matter what the result is. So that was last year, 21, when I went to the games and just really enjoyed being there. I was competing, obviously. I was wanting to do everything I can. And I didn't get sick. I felt good throughout the weekend and I had a lot of fun. So that was like something I wanted from the weekend, because the year before, 2019, when I went and competed, I was just like really nervous and couldn't enjoy it all. Then I fucked up most events and got cut on the early, like third cut. And then I left USA feeling not accomplished. I didn't get to show what I can do, and I also wasn't happy in how the weekend went. So my goal was just to get back to the big field and really show what I can do, and then no matter what is the result, that will be good for me.
Yes.
And And this year, then I chose to participate in the masters category. So I turned 35 this year. So I get to compete in the 35 to 39 category. So it's a different game this year for me. I don't know what to expect. I know the competition is gonna be 1 day shorter than for the end. So I'm really excited to see how it's gonna plan out this year.
Yeah.
Now I have already so much more experience. I know I can go into the weekend with having a clear plan. I know I'm not gonna freak out anymore, and I'm just gonna do what I can and really enjoy it.
Yeah. And we are gonna stay here in Norway and share at least, and for you. And I think it's very interesting to kind of the one thing you're saying with I'm not gonna panic. I'm gonna I have like for me anything it's a lot about doing it. So if you want to be really good at competing, you have to compete a lot. And the more you compete, the better you get at competing. A bit like the back squats and a bit like a lot of other stuff. So I think that's interesting or nice for a lot of people to hear that it's not given that you're really good at competing, but I think you get better out of doing it more.
Yeah, and once again, it's very attainable for the everyday athlete, right? Just be there, have fun, get the results that you know you can get, and then slowly, once you get more experience, you start to go there with a different lookout. Oh, I got a plan. I might be good in this event, or I might take this a little easier and benefit from my strengths. So I'm very curious to see, Emilia, what's going to happen over the past weekend, and how everybody's going to perform.
Yes, we are. Let's transfer a bit the conversation to... You have a very interesting background in terms of country managers, because a lot of them are usually box owners, and you have a professional background. So I wonder, can you explain to the listeners what is a country manager? What is your function in the CrossFit HQ world?
Yes, absolutely. So we have different country managers, and I think firstly the country managers came into role mainly to do translations, to help box owners to know what the HQ is sending you guys through emails and this, and just making media content in each region's original language. Nordic countries, everyone speaks really good English, so this is not our main focus, and it doesn't need to be our main focus. But in general, I would say my purpose is to be in servants of the box owners, helping with all daily tasks that might come up, and then we also talk with the box owners and then get ideas, we get feedback, and through that we develop new things.
Can you give an example, Emilia, of a subject or something you discussed with a box owner that then contributes to developing a new service or a new product by CrossFit HQ?
So we would have like this affiliate partner network.
Yeah,
that's fairly new thing as well.
Yeah.
So then
let me explain, right, for our listeners, because they don't own a CrossFit box and they probably don't know the affiliate partner network.
CrossFit boxes, we call them affiliates. Yeah. And then we have an affiliate partner network. And this is for all the partners that want to partner up with affiliates. They might offer different kind of discounts and make it easier for an affiliate owner to do their main core thing, which is to help people get healthier. And then I might talk with someone who knows a good company that gives a service that we actually do need, and then we put it forward, and hopefully this guy might come a partner in the network.
And you're responsible for Scandinavia, is that correct?
Yes.
You've been there for a year. What has been the, if you evaluate that year, what has been the most rewarding thing you've done so far?
Oh wow, I think there are a few, but the most rewarding is to be able to help someone in a difficult situation. I know it's been a couple of tough years throughout the COVID, so the problems might be sometimes financial, or it might be just some things that in the bottom of your business you are maybe doing something not so well, and then we get into the bottom of things just by talking, and we find out um, some solutions to the problems, which might be actually not that huge, but the owner maybe just didn't realize that he's doing maybe something not so well. And then we get into the bottom of the thing and we'll be able to correct it. Obviously, when we can help an affiliate owner to feel better and do better and be financially also stable, then he's able to help a lot more people, which is the ultimate goal always.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think that is, I think the role is super important, and it's yeah, if the box is not having a financial profit, or is not making any money at all, it's not going to stay around for long. So it's very important that somebody comes in and help. And I'm curious, a lot of our listeners are not running a box, but if you worked around other boxes and talked to a lot of box owners, if you personally go into a CrossFit box, what are you looking at? What makes a good CrossFit box for you?
Well, obviously, the first thing is if I can find it easily. Is there signs everywhere, anywhere? Can I find it? That's the first thing.
Do we have signs?
And then when I walk in, you will immediately see with the atmosphere what's going on. Is someone going to greet you when you go in? I don't expect that there's like a receptionist working in every box, because it's not possible for everyone. It's great if you can have someone always greeting you when you go in. That's amazing. But usually it's just that eye contacts with the coach, if you notice when you go in. And then it's always, when it's a great box, I know there's always people after the class who comes in and, hey, who are you? And I love that, just to have connections at the gyms. Yeah.
It's funny that you say that, right? Because it has nothing to do with the quality of training.
Nope.
That's on top of it, right? It's nice if you do some good training, but if you don't have the good community, then you miss out on something.
It's like when we talk a lot about, hiring good coaches. I think this is one of the most valuable thing for a box owner, to get good coaches in your team. We always talk about that. It's great if you have a knowledgeable coach who has maybe level 1, level 2, and level 3 credentials, and he's a great coach. But if he is an asshole, you don't need him. You would rather have that great person who is always checking on people and cares about people, because you can educate him.
Yeah? I agree. Do you agree with that?
I hope you agree. That means I'm not an asshole.
No, we only have nice people.
I think so.
And we have agreed that you're going to visit also, Emilia, yes?
Yes, I am.
Now she said yes. Yes. That's fantastic. Good. Tadeusz, do you have anything around this subject?
It's your job, right, to visit a lot of CrossFit boxes. And we spoke about some things that stand out to you for a good CrossFit box, that mostly the community. Have you... You don't have to name what happened and where, right? But have you...
You can.
Yeah, it's not about shaming people on their heels. Have you met some stuff where you were like, I haven't seen that before, and I don't like it at all?
Well, obviously, it always happens, but not often at all.
No.
Okay? I would say, in general, in our countries... speaking of our countries as the Nordic countries,
yes,
The quality is generally really good. The worst cases I've had are definitely somewhere abroad, other outside of from our countries.
Yeah. And then what happens? Because you're kind of the affiliate owner's coach, right? How do you then coach them to say, hey, I think this might be a little sketchy, or how do you go about that?
Yeah, I can't really just go and say, hey, you should change this.
Yeah.
Do your shit better. No,
Why not?
I can't and I won't
No.
unless someone wants to talk with me and asks for advice. I won't go into anyone's face and push, this is my opinion and I think you should do this. But if the guy is generally like genuinely, I
Yeah.
can't even talk anymore.
Yeah.
Asking for advice, I would be more than happy to share of what I think. And what I think is not the only right way, right?
No.
I cannot say that when I give my opinions, it's not what CrossFit says, but it's still my opinion, and I know what usually works.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
Good. I want to change the subject again to you are per definition one of the most fit athletes in the world. You are a lot of our members are trying to be a bit fitter than they were yesterday, and that's their main goal every single day. So could you take us through like a normal day for you of how do you set up your day for success in terms of training and nutrition? Do you have any insights there for our listeners?
Yeah, and I would like to just remind everyone that the day of an elite athlete compared to a day of a normal CrossFit athlete is very different. If you are aiming to be a CrossFit Games athlete one day, then it requires different kind of sacrifices and time use from you than it would be in like staying healthy and being happy and doing CrossFit as a sport that you love. Those are two pretty different things. And I think once you get to an elite level, it's the fine line of being, how would I say? Like, it's a fine line not going over the top. You need to push the limit a lot and you have to train a lot. You need to do everything a lot, I would say.
Yeah.
You need to ride the line of it being healthy, if you guys know what I mean.
Yeah, that's professional sports, right?
Yes, that's professional sports, exactly. And what I found out that keeps me going, basically, like I love what I do, so I love training really hard. And that's what you need. You need to like it so that you want to do it from day to day. But then probably it's a good balance that you need to remember that, hey, I also enjoy spending time with my family and my dog. So, and I love cooking. So I make sure I do those things outside that I'm not only thinking, hey, is this gonna make me better, or is this gonna ruin my professional goals? I'm not 100% concentrated on only sport. I need to have a good balance. That helps me.
Yeah.
You asked about like daily routines.
Exactly. So what would that look like on any given Wednesday morning? How do you start your day?
Yeah, I think the routines are pretty the same. I like to wake up on the same time. Then I make sure I do something for me in the morning. It might be like maybe I read a bit of book, or this morning I really want to make a special coffee that takes a bit more time and enjoy that coffee, have my time a bit. I take the dog out for a walk in the forest, and then I'm good. I get my brain sorted out. I go for training. I do some work. If I have a double training, I might do another training session. And throughout the day, I also make sure that I eat well and I eat enough.
Yeah.
And what is well for you?
I would say well is just normal home cooked food, like nothing fancy, and make sure that I have the plate full. Otherwise, I will run out of energy. So I think I don't know if you guys have also like the plate model,
It's here in Norway also,
Yeah.
yes.
plate model. So I would just fill out half of my plate with all the salad and very very colorful things, and then I would had 1/3 would be rice or potatoes, and 1/4 would
Mhm.
1/4 rice and potatoes, and 1/4 would be the meat.
Yeah.
It's simple, but it works.
So there's no astronaut pill food where you just pour water on it and you have a complete meal that gets you
I
to a
hope.
professional athlete.
I hope.
No,
Yeah.
that's we have a nutrition challenge at CrossFit Verftet, which is based on that model. So we're very familiar
Yeah.
with that module, and also very fond of KISS, keep it simple, stupid,
Yes.
which also makes it easier to attain for a lot of people.
I like the band Kiss as well, right? I was made.
And you
I
like
like
to kiss as well?
Yeah.
All of that.
No,
All of that.
all jokes aside, right? I pick up 3 out of 3 storylines. You as a professional athlete, you as a country manager for the Nordic countries, and you as a professional athlete. Some principles that are really applicable for every day, right? As an athlete, enjoy the process, show up, enjoy your gains, or use that positive reinforcement loop. As a country manager, you show up, you talk to a lot of people, you try to help them. If you think it's out of place, you don't overstep your boundaries. And then now, when it comes to your daily routine, do something fun. Do something you like. So you happen to have a job you like really much, but still do something fun for you personally. And nutrition-wise, it's the simple thing, right? Divide up your plate into 3 parts. Go. Veggies, protein, some carbs. Home-cooked food.
And I would say if you want to remember, just maybe cut the sugar. That helps always.
Yeah.
Cut the sugar?
Yeah.
Yes,
The sugar.
that
But
helps.
also, if you guys would see what I'm eating throughout this week and the games week, you would fall off from your seats.
Yeah, you're probably fueling up, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Like the amount of food is crazy, but also it's not just healthy stuff. It's just whatever gives you the energy, right? We have chocolate bars and cereals and everything on the table, but this is just because it's easy energy on the competition day. But
Yes.
getting into this competition, I'm not using as much sugar just because it gets your inflammation up as well, and then you're training hard, you catch a flu easier, right? So it's better to just leave the sugar out for a bit if possible.
Yeah, so that's the peak of the pyramid, right? Now that you are a well-trained professional athlete and you're close to competition, this stuff happens. It's
Right.
not every weekday that you show up and stuff your face with cake, I hope.
No,
Good.
I hope.
I want to bring out the last thing before we summarize up, and that's you are in the CrossFit world on the inside. Is there anything exciting happening around or has happened that we should know about? Is there anything exciting that is going to happen that listeners maybe are interested in hearing about?
I think now there are so many cool competitions coming up in all the countries, and the competitions are being licensed events, so it's CrossFit trademark, and
That means that CrossFit is kind of going in and saying this is a well-run event, yes? Yeah.
exactly, and they can call it true CrossFit competition, which always is good for us, so we can get CrossFit more well known, and more people get to experience. Hey, that's a CrossFit competitions. Maybe let's go watch and get to know CrossFit in that way. But I would just say, like, use these opportunities, go and watch competitions, make friends, and socialize. It's the best thing that you can basically do. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
fun.
And is it anything in the rumor of CrossFit Games moving to Europe next week? No, next year.
Next week.
Next year.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to say that I have no clue
No.
or insight. No one has told me anything about these subjects, but of course we talk about it with the European team. Obviously, we want the games to come to Europe. We want it here bad, but we have no idea when. We've got some words that yes, it will happen one day, someday. Is it now in 3 years? Is it gonna be after the next 5 years period? We don't know yet.
No.
But the goal is definitely to have the games in Europe.
We would love that. Then it's a lot easier for us to travel.
We should keep on dreaming, right?
Yes.
Or get to training and qualify.
Yes, that's two options.
Yeah.
Or cheer at least for the people we like.
Yeah.
But hey, now it's amazing that we get the semifinals back, right?
Yeah, that's
so
fun.
at least we're able to travel to 2 events closer to you. So
Yes.
that's perfect.
We should
Yes.
do that next year.
Yeah, we should.
Right.
So maybe we should.
Yes.
I'll take you around Amsterdam. Fun.
See you there. The
Yeah.
latest. I'm gonna come visit before that, but that's the
Yes.
latest when I'm gonna see you guys.
Yeah,
Perfect.
That's good.
Perfect.
That's good.
No, I think I really appreciate the conversation, Emilia.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
And
You.
Thaddeus is great at summarizing things, so he did that in the past before I asked a couple of other questions.
Yeah.
But I really hope your games weekend goes as you want to. I hope our listeners enjoyed the conversation around the different topics. And in the future, we maybe will invite you again.
Yeah, of course. Thank you guys for having me. It was a great chat, and I'm more than happy to join you guys later.
Yeah, fun. Thanks a lot, Emilia. If you win an event, show us the Verftet sign, okay?
That's a piece.
No, it's the Verftet sign from now on.
Perfect.
I will.
All right. Thanks a lot. Have fun.
Thank you.
Bye.